Information in this video is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. All content contained through this program is for general information purposes only. The producers make no representation and assume no responsibility for the accuracy of information contained in this program, and such information is subject to change without notice. You are encouraged to confirm any information obtained from this program with other sources and review all information regarding any medical condition or treatment with your physician. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay seeking medical treatment because of something you heard on this program. Welcome to our new show, Art of Aromatherapy, a journey with essential oils. I'm Beth Caruso, and this is Dennis Schleicher.
Hi everybody, I'm Dennis Schleicher, and I'm a master aromatherapist and blender, and today I'm going to introduce to you the easy art of aromatherapy and the science of incorporating essential oils into your daily lifestyle that's going to be simple and easy to follow uses through the many episodes we'll be filming here at the studio.
Each week we're going to take you on a journey with different essential oils through time to different locales and finally back to the studio where we can show you the various uses in simple to use form. I also have experience with aromatherapy after use of 20 years with aromatherapy and am master degreed in both nursing and public health. I also use aromatherapy with reflexology and Reiki. So we both are so happy to introduce you to these wonderful essential oils.
Excellent, Beth, excellent. Well, I started studying aromatherapy back in, I would say, the late 80s, early 90s. And, you know, it was really interesting, Beth, because back then there wasn't all the resources and the knowledge we have out today. But it was very simple. Aromatherapy is in pursuit of emotional, physical, and aesthetical well-being. So how do we break that down to the public to make it sound simplistic? Is on an emotional side, I'm feeling stressed. I need to breathe, you know, or I feel anxiety, or I have a panic attack. Rubbing a few drops of oil on your hands will, you know, and just inhaling, and then just smelling, you know, exactly what you see. On, let's say, a physical aspect, like you have a backache, rubbing a few drops on your back can help with the physical properties as well. So I have blended for some, I would say, a couple hundred companies. I have done cosmetic chemistry blending. I have done classes that I've taught around the world on essential oils and the art and science of the application of essential oils. So we're really excited, Beth and I are really excited to partner up and share with you some of our amazing expertise and knowledge that you can use at home with your families to incorporate an aromatic lifestyle.
Yes, essential oils are truly a gift of Mother Nature. Humans have been using essential oils since very early civilizations, since the Egyptians, through biblical Roman times, all the way up to present day. But in modern times, we have scientific proof of how essential oils work. There are basically two ways that you can use essential oils. One is through absorption through the skin on a cellular level. The second one is through inhalation through our olfactory system. Basically what happens is it reaches the neocortex and the limbic parts of our brains, the most ancient parts and hard to reach places, which is why they're so powerful and so effective.
Correct. So you may be asking, what are essential oils? Beth just gave a good description. that whatever you put, actually the nose in our head is the only hole that is directly connected to our brain. So our brain affects the mood system, the limbic system. It affects the serotonin levels, which often deals with depression or anxiety. So to smell good is to feel good. And that's what I believe, Beth, about living an aromatic lifestyle, is to basically smell good is to feel good, is a phrase that has actually gone viral when I did a show once, which was pretty cool. So remember that. To smell good is to feel good.
And let me tell you, this studio is smelling super, super good right now with our aromatherapy diffuser going. And we're going to get into some very fun stuff here. But first, I wanted to ask you, what's the difference between a clinical grade and therapeutic grade essential oil?
Okay, so when I started aromatherapy back in the 80s and 90s, clinical grade essential oils did not, therapeutic grade essential oils did not exist. It was either you had essential oils or organic essential oils. The term therapeutic grade was made up about 10 or 15 years so ago, that basically to give it the illusion that essential oils are regulated by the FDA, and they're not, Beth. So that's a big portion of an issue that I personally believe in, that they have to be pharmaceutical grade or clinical grade. Because when I was taught essential oils, we were taught that they have wonderful benefits to use taking internally. But you don't want to take them internally, because this bottle of lemon oil, for example, is about the equivalent of 300 lemons in a that you'd buy in a supermarket.
Right.
So if you ingest 1 drop of this, you could ingest a couple pounds of pesticides. So you want to make sure that your oils that you're ingesting, like lemon, to increase alkalinity in your body, which is what I have in my water bottle today, to help with focus and cleansing. There's just so many wonderful benefits that I would only use pharmaceutical grade or clinical grade essential oils.
Sure.
Not that there's anything wrong with the essential oils that you buy elsewhere or in supermarkets and department stores, as well as I've even seen them at bookstores lately. It just doesn't mean they're set to that standard of level that I like to see. Like when you're going to your doctor and you're getting a prescription, if he or she prescribes 5 milligrams, it can't be 6 milligrams,
right,
or it can't be 12, or it can't be 3, it has to be 5.
Right, especially with something so concentrated and so powerful. So that brings us to the benefits of essential oils. I know I certainly have enjoyed them over the years. What do you think are the main benefits for our audience, you would say, in general?
Okay, I'd say the main benefits is they affect you on 3 levels. Emotional, which we discussed earlier, which is you're feeling stressed, you're tired, you need energy, you need a boost. Another example is physical. So you could have sore legs or muscles, you know, and you just need, or even broken bones or sprained ankles. They help on that aspect. And the third aspect, which is basically cellular, because whatever you put on your skin is directly absorbed into your bloodstream and your organs and your cells, which is important that you use good quality or seek out quality. So that would be aesthetical. So aesthetical represents skin care. Whatever I use on my skin care as a wash, a toner, a moisturizer, a serum, if you're using essential oils, you want to make sure, because they are being absorbed. Or if you see a massage therapist, you want to see a massage therapist who understands the difference between clinical grade or pharmaceutical grade or therapeutic grade, and make sure they understand that difference, and what they're using on you is imperative.
So what are the basic safety precautions in using essential oils?
Okay, so basic guidelines for safety is we always recommend consult your physician before using the essential oils internally, or read the label on the bottle or the description on the website to make sure that they have the proper insurance and disclaimers that you can use for that. That's number 1. Number 2 is you always want to keep essential oils out of reach of children, because these are highly concentrated plant essences. So
absolutely, and pets. I should say they're very strong for pets.
They're very strong, correct. So, you know, essential oils like dogs, for example, you can use a whole plethora of essential oils on dogs. Cats and felines are a lot different.
Yeah.
You have to really know what you're using with, so you don't want to be a Googologist, as I call it. You want to find an expert like Beth or myself, or somebody that you can trust that knows the difference of what you can use on your cats opposed to what you can use on your dogs.
Yeah, I find most you can't use with cats, so be very, very careful with children and pets.
Correct. Now, Beth, there's one thing that we did not discuss about essential oils is the price variance and why this bottle of lemon oil may cost a few dollars opposed to a bottle of frankincense that may cost $60 or $70. And the reason being is the amount of plants or herbs that are used to distill that, where this bottle may only require a couple hundred lemons to distill it, where frankincense may require 400 pounds of frankincense resin, which is a biblical oil, and that to make a half ounce or 15 ml bottle. So that's something that you have to understand is that the price varies when purchasing essential oils.
Right, absolutely. I'm thinking of Rose Otto, which is only grown in a specific area of Romania at a specific time of year and requires a very, very specific process. So you're going to be charged a whole lot more than you would be for something like lemons.
Correct. And I've actually been to Bulgaria Rose. I like Bulgaria Rose and Rose Otto, which is the Latin names or the origins. And to see them distill this, do you know that they can only distill rose oil just before sunset or just before the sun rises? They have to pick and harvest like crazy.
Yes.
And they have to get thousands and thousands of pounds of petals. And then they have to get it in the retort. And that it takes thousands of pounds of rose petals just to make one single drop of rose oil.
Yes.
It's just fascinating history.
It is.
So,
and we're going to talk about that more when we do the show on rose. And yes, it's Bulgaria, excuse me.
oh, that's okay. No, Rose Otto is another term. So, but no, that's okay. So there are certain oils that we call are photogenic, or you know, sensitive to light and heat. So we have like your bergamots, your oranges, your citruses. You want to be careful because if you go into sun exposure, if you use those in a lotion, you can actually develop melanoma within 2 to 3 days of exposure. So you want to be very cautious, or severe sunburn. So you want to really know what you can apply neat to your skin or what you need a carrier oil and the dilution ratios, which will be going on when we do blending throughout the show as well.
And I'm going to stop you just for 1 minute. Our audience probably doesn't know what the term NEET means. NEET means you can apply it directly to the skin. There's very, very few oils you can do that with. But we will tell you which ones you can do that with and which ones you can't.
Correct. So, but again, we always suggest that you consult a professional when utilizing essential oils because they are the life force of the plant. And when I say the life force of the plant, what happens is if you have a flower bush around the house, Beth, and if it has dead leaves on it, you pick off the leaves. Our grandmothers taught us that.
Right.
And then they regrow. Like if you have a geranium or your wonderful rosemary bush behind us, when it flowers, when you pick those off, it regrows.
Yeah.
The same with lavender or aloe. When you break open aloe, it bleeds. That's the same. So the essential oil is actually the blood or the life force of the plant. So that's imperative that if we cut ourselves, that you can actually take certain essential oils and put it on your skin and it will regrow your skin. That's amazing.
Absolutely, and we will especially get into that with lavender because
Yes.
it's a miracle essential oil in that way.
So Beth, what do you say we move on to some fun stuff?
Okay, yes, let's do some fun stuff. It's all
Excellent.
great advice, but we want you to be able to practically use these. So get out your paper, get out your pens, and above all, don't worry if you miss something because each week we're going to go in depth into these oils. But there is a list of top 10 oils, and I'm going to have Dennis go through with you. These are essential oils to have in your medicine cabinet at home.
Thank you, Beth. So our first oil is
Lavender.
Lavender.
My
Okay.
favorite.
This is wonderful to have for every medicine cabinet because this is one oil that you can apply neat to your skin, which means you can apply it directly to. But what I like about lavender is that if you have a stress-induced headache, you can rub a little bit on your temples, your earlobes, and the back of your neck, and just go, and it will completely eliminate that. Lavender is also one of those that you can put directly on burns and scars that will actually help regrow and regenerate skin growth. But again, with so many companies out there, you want to make sure the lavender you're sourcing is correct because a lot of it is being diluted or it's being adulterated with oils. And
Yes.
essential oils should never feel greasy because they actually should have because they evaporate. So if they do feel greasy, that means they've been adulterated. So
Yes.
some of the benefits of lavender is respiration, nervous exhaustion, headaches, and burns. So this works phenomenal for burns, headaches. It's basically
I can
an
attest to that.
adaptogenic. It's an adaptogenic, which means it
incredible.
works for everything. Must have for every medicine cabinet.
Absolutely. So, our next top 10 oil is tea tree.
So, with tea tree, the Aborigines in Australia use this to actually diffuse tea tree. It has a very hibiscus aroma, wouldn't you say, Beth? Is that it has a very,
Absolutely.
very, you know, it's not, it doesn't take, some people, it takes them some time to adjust to the aroma of tea tree, but it's diffused in hospitals through air ducts. And what that does is the air ducts, it kills airborne bacteria. So if anybody's sick in your house, you'd want to have a diffuser going that you can be diffusing the essential oil of tea tree. And what it also allows you to apply it neat to the skin so you will not have an issue. When I travel, I roll up a napkin, I put a few drops of tea tree, and I shove it in the air ducts. And the maids always come in and they go, wow, your room smells so great. What is that you're doing? And I say, well, it's easy. I'm diffusing tea tree essential oil. So again, I'm cleaning your air, which is basically what we're doing is we're cleaning your air. This studio is going to smell amazing after we leave, which is kind of cool. Right, Beth?
Absolutely.
So-
I'm enjoying it thoroughly. I have to say, I wish you guys had a little smell button on your TV sets.
You know, Beth, that will probably come down the road, down the future. You never know. Because when we were in school, we never thought we'd have these little smartphones and these little tablets and devices.
Right,
That just the
right.
technology is mind-boggling.
Well, there were the John Waters movies with the scratch and sniff cards. If we could only pass out scratch and sniff cards to you, it would be quite enjoyable.
That's great.
All
Number
right.
3 we have is
Number 3?
peppermint. So peppermint is another oil that's good for digestive uses. Anything, if you have a headache that's associated with digestion, peppermint is definitely an oil you want to use. It also helps okay, so we're going into the fall months. So you're going to want to think about the mice that enter our basement, put a few drops of peppermint oil on cotton balls and put them around different areas.
Do I have to think about them?
It depends. Some people like mice. I personally don't. So I don't want them running around my basement, Beth.
I mean, they're cute, but
They just, you know, so I prefer to use peppermint oil so that way I don't have to go and spend a lot of money and have a trap, you know, save a trap and save an animal and all that wonderful stuff. So peppermint oil is good for digestive headaches. It's the stimulant, mind burst, low energy. It's also a painkiller, travel sickness, and stomachs. It's good for children and emotional issues as well. So
it's amazing. Okay, so number 4 in our countdown is, ta-da, orange.
Orange. All right, I love orange oil because orange oil is basically, whenever you break open a rind of orange and you smell it, this is an oil that is good for all. If you're ever concerned, or if you're a teacher in a classroom, or if you're a doctor and you want to be diffusing oil, orange oil is what's going to calm people down. It's a feel-good oil. It's one of those oils that you smell and you just want to laugh and you want to enjoy. I mean, just that is just...
It's uplifting, and orange is like the sun, a bright sun.
So it's calming, refreshing, it's good for your nerves, it's good for exhaustion, and it's also good for energy. So we're going to talk about some oils down the road. We're going to go more in depth in orange in the profile. But you hear me say calming and stimulating. It depends on what your body needs at that time. Great oil for children to use for focusing in the classroom, and in conjunction with peppermint, it even adds and boosts to that. But we'll go over that in more episodes.
It's phenomenal. Number 5, we've got lemon.
All right, love lemon. It's a clean oil. It's something everybody uses, lemon. I mean, we all have lemons that we cook with. We use the rind, we use the inside, we use the outside, we use everything of the lemon. I actually put a few drops in my water bottle, but you need to remember that oil and water do not mix. So when you put a few drops in, this is going to increase your alkalinity and increase your immune system. You do want to make sure that every time you use it, you do shake the bottle. And so it's great for, when there's sick people in the house, you can add it with tea tree. All the oils, the top 10 oils we're talking about today, you can kind of mix and mash with everything according to what we discussed, and you won't mess up.
Yeah, this is great for cleaning too. Just add it to a little bit of baking soda, and it will make your countertops spick and span.
It's also good for oily skin. So people like myself that have oily skin, lemon cleanser is phenomenal for cleansing away, the dirt and debris.
Because of the alkalinity.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, number 6, ta-da, grapefruit.
Okay, grapefruit is phenomenal for body retention, water retention, detoxification.
Yes.
Again, it's a citrus oil, so it smells phenomenal. So Beth and I are going to be experiencing, we know what all these smell like, but we just want to do it.
We just want to
do it because we just love to smell good, is to feel good. So this is another oil that's good for oily skin. So we didn't discuss earlier about if you're going to use these in a bath, you don't want to drop just the oils in the bathtub. You want to use an emulsifier, like an unscented bath gel, or maybe an Epsom salt, or baking soda.
Right.
And then,
Again, I've even used milk, whole milk, just a tad.
Exactly.
Because it's got fat in it.
Exactly. So what's our next oil?
Next one is bergamot, and I love this. You have to let me smell this one, Dennis.
You can smell anything you want, Beth.
So tell us about it.
Okay, so bergamot is for digestive problems. Believe it or not, it's actually good for herpes, but it's also an oil that is photosensitive. So you want to make sure that you don't, if you do have an outbreak of let's say herpes or something, you don't want to apply this neat because you could get a burn. So you would want to use a carrier oil or put it on at night when you're at bed. It's a wonderful feel-good oil. Again, it's an immune booster. And if there's anything you'd like to add about how you like about bergamot, it's a great oil for focusing. It's good in perfumery. If you're going to make natural perfumes, I'm partial to using bergamot.
Yes,
this
is
a nice citrus oil.
Very, very nice top notes. Citruses tend to be top notes, and we're going to talk about blending a little bit later on. So, number 8 is Alang Alang. It's very romantic.
Okay, so we're going to do a little fun here. The Latin name, which we don't want you to focus on, but it's Alang Alang Cananga, or Alang Alang Odorata.
Oh, you're not going to make me do that.
So I want you to go Alang Alang. Come on.
Okay,
let's
together.
Go. 1, 2, 3. Alang Alang. Okay, Alang Alang is good for nervous tension, exhaustion. It's good for depression. It's also an aphrodisiac. I don't know if anybody remembers the show Will and Grace, but they would not go out to the clubs without their Alang Alang. And this is before anybody even really knew what Alang Alang is. It's, just smell that, Beth. Tell me what you think.
I know what it is.
Yes.
I have remembrances of my honeymoon.
Okay, we'll talk about that on our Valentine's episode, all right? So, but low blood pressure, this is just a great feel-good oil, again, and it just is something, if you want to feel happy, Alang Alang smells great.
It's wonderful.
So what's our next oil?
Number 9. We've got rosemary.
Excellent. So rosemary. We have a wonderful bush behind us.
Yes.
If you actually just pull, you can smell. This is good for digestive. It's good for cooking. It's good for energy boost. There's so many benefits that you can get out of rosemary. I mean, we're going to do entire episodes on essential oils, so we're just giving you the brief rundown.
See if
right
you
now.
can see this a little better.
So it's also good for respiration and mucus, which it can remove. So I'm gonna actually just grab some because I just love to take these branches and just smell, and then you can smell the essential oil of the rosemary. So the rosemary bush grows prominently out west in California. It grows naturally, and Beth has some interesting history about rosemary. Would you like to share that?
Well, this is my rosemary plant that I brought from home, and not many people know this, but where there's a rosemary plant, the woman rules the roost.
So that's pretty interesting. Good, interesting history. Okay, so we have our last oil that we're going to talk about, number 10.
Number 10. This is interesting. If you ever went to Catholic Mass, you'll know this one.
This is called frankincense, boswellia, which is the Latin name. There are multiple oils that are mentioned in the Bible that we may actually, Beth, do a show down the road that we can discuss that.
Yeah.
But frankincense is one of them. So anybody that's ever been to Catholic Mass and they do the frankincense resin, that's what this is.
Yeah.
But this has so many immune properties as well as stimulant, well-being, a sense of emotional and physical well-being. I also use it when on the soles of my feet after I get out of the shower in the morning, before I go to bed. I just rub 1 drop of frankincense, and what it does is it actually creates more oxygen in your body, so it prevents cancer on a cellular level. And plus, one of the things you'll notice about it is there's 7,200 nerve endings, Beth, in the soles of your feet. So when you start to put essential oils on the soles of your feet, one of the tests I had to do was we cut garlic clove on, and we had to rub it on our soles of our feet. By the time, within a half hour, I could taste the garlic in my mouth.
Right.
So you're going to notice that by using essential oils on your feet and on your body, they may alter the taste of your food a little bit, but that's okay because you're getting better absorption of the nutrients in your foods as well. And we'll talk about that more in our cooking episodes that we do.
As a reflexologist, that's why I use essential oils so often on the feet. It's such a good way to get the oils
Wonderful.
in.
Wonderful. So, Beth,
So anyway, that's our top 10.
Yes.
And that's our first pilot show. So I can't wait for you to come back and join us. If you want some information about where to get high quality essential oils, if you want to contact us, our Facebook page will be listed in the credits after the show, our emails, and we hope to hear from you, and we can't wait to see you again.
And we also value your feedback. If you have feedback and you want to post it on our Facebook page, we will actually, reach out to you and contact you. So if there's a show that you want to know specifically about different essential oils or different issues with children or teachers or nurses or using them in hospitals, we can actually, you can contact us, and we're open-minded to that. So
yes, and we may even have your question on our show.
Yes.
So think about that.
So thank you for joining us, and you guys have an aromatic week, and we look forward to seeing you next time.